Well, Clara, she'd say, her voice dripping with disappointment, these are the consequences of the choices you've made. Yet, she would drop everything, cancel appointments, and drive 45 minutes across town to babysit for Isabel at a moment's notice. For years, I persuaded myself that it didn't matter. Their approval was a currency I couldn't afford and didn't need. Sophie had me. I had her. We were a self-sufficient universe. But children, with their uncanny ability to see the truth we try to hide, notice things. Sophie began to ask questions that felt like tiny daggers to my heart. "Mommy, why does Grandma always hug Julian and Elena longer?" she'd ask, her small face clouded with confusion. "Why does Grandpa play catch with Lucas, but he never wants to build Legos with me?" I would plaster a bright, false smile on my face and make excuses, weaving flimsy narratives about them being tired or busy. I did it because, despite everything, I desperately wanted her to have a family beyond just me. I wanted her to feel the embrace of a larger tribe, even if that embrace was cold and reluctant. That July Sunday began like every other compulsory family gathering, an exercise in endurance disguised as a celebration. The air was thick with the scent of freshly cut grass and my father's bravado as he lorded over the barbecue, charring meat with the confidence of a king. My mother was flitting around the kitchen, obsessing over Isabel's potato salad, which she declared a culinary masterpiece, while ignoring the homemade cookies Sophie and I had baked. Adrian, my brother-in-law, was holding court on the patio, pontificating about rising interest rates to a captive audience of my father and a neighbor. The other kids were a shrieking, laughing whirlwind, racing through the sprinklers with a joy so pure and uninhibited it felt like it belonged to another world. Sophie was being perfect. At these gatherings, she always worked especially hard to be good, as if she believed she could earn their affection through flawless behavior. It was a heartbreaking performance. She shared her toys without a single complaint, even when Julian, her older cousin, snatched her favorite plastic unicorn from her hands. She used her manners immaculately, her pleases and thank yous as crisp and neat as the bows in her hair. She even complimented my mother on her floral dress, a gesture that earned her a brief, distracted pat on the head before my mother turned her attention back to Isabel. Then, the fragile peace of the afternoon shattered. The catalyst was something as trivial as a cupcake. Elena, who at 9 years old had already inherited Isabel's casual cruelty, decided she wanted Sophie's cupcake. Not her own, which sat untouched on her plate, but Sophie's specifically. It was a power play, plain and simple. Sophie, who I had taught to eat her savory food first, had been saving it, looking forward to the chocolatey reward. As Elena's hand darted across the table, Sophie instinctively pulled her plate back. "That's mine," Sophie said, her voice soft but firm. "You have your own." Elena's face, usually a mask of angelic innocence, flushed a deep, mottled red. She lunged for the plate again. Sophie held on tight. For a moment, it was a silent, tense tug of war.